Hey YouTube land, Tycanders here doing another action figure review. Now, this review is, just before I proceed, these reviews are intended for collectors over the age of 13 years old. If you're under, please get permission from a parent or a guardian or whichever to watch these videos. Just to abide by the FTC and COPPA rules. Now, today's review, it's one I should have done a while back. I've had the figure for a bit, but I just haven't gotten around to doing a review for it. This is don't think it's exclusive, but I got this through Big Bad Toy Store. And this is the Profit Director Destro. I don't think it was a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. The only exclusive through Hasbro Pulse I'm aware of is the Cobra Commander. But this is a second version of Destro from the 6-inch figure line. Now, before I proceed, I'll just give a little backstory of the figure. So, I know he's not very centered on this at the moment, but let me just move my camera a touch. He's called Profit Director Destro, but people who were familiar with G.I. Joe will recognize him as a character called Pimp Daddy Destro. The reason being is way back in, I think, the early 2000s, Hasbro released this guy. And they did two versions of him. This is the standard mass release version, but there was a very limited version with this leopard print deco on it. And what this guy is he is basically Destro version 3. I think I'm getting that right. He's a repaint of Destro version 3. So this was the one that was released during the 90s. In fact, maybe the date stamp will say when it was. Yeah, 1991 is when this guy was made. But he wasn't released in 91 in these colors, in these decos. He was released as part of a three-pack or a 2-pack with Baroness or Chameleon and a Cobra Commander. And the Destro was painted this color. But there was a very rare limited version of the Destro that had these kind of maroon and leopard print stylings. And even though I think he had a gold head as well, I'm not too sure. I think the gold head may have come later. They did do a San Diego Comic-Con based on the 25th anniversary version of Destro, which I fortunately don't have to hand. But again, it's the same deco as this. And it was an exclusive to San Diego Comic-Con. So before I proceed on to the figure, I will bring in the box. So they did the box in a stylish gold color for the logos. You have a kind of anime style or animated style version of Destro in the corner. You can see the name. It's very shiny, but it says Profit Director Destro, or PDD. You have Choking Hazard 1, 4+. You have these kind of the new style file cards on the side, which are basically icons, and it has information. The back shows just the basic same artwork. Sorry, the same artwork that the standard sets have. So I just bring the camera up. You see the Alley Vipers, all kind of classic vehicles, some modern vehicles. Destro, Cobra Commander, Baroness, Gung Ho, Roadblock, Red Ninjas, Duke, Snake Eyes, and Scarlet, and then a selection of Joe vehicles at the bottom. And then onto the opposite side, you just have a continuation of the artwork, and then all the legalese stuff at the bottom. So it does come with some accessories. Now, in case you're wondering, this table here isn't one of the accessories. I just have his stuff up on it just to make it easier to grab. This table is actually one of the old Toy Biz, Marvel Legends Toy Biz, or it could have been just Spider-Man Toy Biz, what's his name? Lizard. It came with him. But this is the standard Destro box. So you can see he has the Cobra emblem design on his collar, and he is number 3 in the set, in the wave, whereas PDD is 15. So he's a good bit later on the wave. The standard G.I. Joe ones have this kind of white logo, and you can see the same kind of stuff on them. But I will bring in the standard version of Destro to compare him to this. So essentially what this guy is just a straight up repaint. There's nothing really new with him other than a few accessories, most notably this cape with his leopard print style design, and it fits over his neck. It does hinder his articulation when it is on him, so you can remove it, which is a bonus. He comes with a tiny accessory in the form of a pair of tinted shades, which do fit over his head. Only thing he's missing is a hat, which would complete the pimpy look for him. And he comes with a burning wad of cash, because he burns through money like no one else. His other accessory are reuse from his normal version. So he has this pistol in gold, which is the same shade of gold as the original one. In fact, if I just bring it in, I have the original one's case here. And if I just open up, you can see the gold pistol that came with that one. And if I put two of them side by side, you see the shade of gold used is pretty much identical. And he also comes with this same case, but it's done in a all gold color with a silver handle. Opens up, have pretty much the same deco. So you have no blank notes. You don't have any printing on them. I'm assuming they couldn't print actual dollar symbols or anything like that on it because of legal issues. And then you have a small computer with a Cobra logo inside, and the screen. Screens look to be the same paint. The only paint apps are on the money, the Cobra emblem, and the screen for the computer. The rest of it is just the color of the case. I'm just going to pop this back in because I have his other pistol in his holster. So as I said, he is a straight up repaint of this guy. This is the first version of Destro, which I've already reviewed on my channel. So if I just bring in the old tape measure, he should stand just around the 6-inch mark. Maybe just a hair over 6 inches. It's 6 1/4, 6 and small bit, because Destro is generally a fairly tall individual. And I'm just trying to see if I have any other 6-inch figures nearby to put him up against, and unfortunately I don't, because I've been using them in different things. So I'll just have to make do without him. But overall, he's a really good figure. So I'll go through the articulation. So if I just move the regular one behind, I'm going to take off his cloak for this and the glasses. So just a note, you can put the cloak and glasses on this version, as they use the exact same molding. So you can have this version of Destro with the shades, and you can also put the cloak on it as well. It's kind of interesting that if you put the cloak on it, it's red. So if you were to swap the heads as well, it would almost be like a Iron Grenadier style version of Destro, except for the leopard print. But onto the figure himself. So he has a ball joint on the head, or on the neck. He actually has a double joint. So there's a joint just at the base of the neck, under here, and a joint at the base of the head. So you have a dual joint on the neck and head, which is quite nice. It gives a good range of movement. His collar, or his neck chain, is a separate piece. Interestingly enough, they chose to go with a silver and red for the medallion, whereas on the original version it's just an all gold chain with a gold holder for the medallion. His arms can go up that much. I don't think they can't go any further than that. He has a butterfly hinge as well. So if you put the hinge down and just swivel around, you can swivel the whole way around, 360. He has a upper shoulder swivel, which can go 360 as well. He has dual hinged elbows, which are quite nice. The only thing he doesn't have is he doesn't have any articulation in the wrist gauntlet. I kind of wish you would have been able to do that, so you can twist it without having to twist the upper bicep to get him to do the rocket firing kind of poses. He does have a hinge in the hand and a swivel on the wrist. So he has up and down on both wrists instead of an in and out on one and up and down on the other. So he has both up and down. He has a waist swivel. He also has an ab crunch, so you can crunch forward quite a bit and crunch back quite a bit. And in fact, it almost looks like he's broken his back. So you have quite a range of movement on him. You have, as I said, the ab crunch. You can even ab crunch him without moving the waist quite a bit. His belt is a softer material. It's more of a rubbery material, but his holster is part of is on his it's attached to the belt, so if you were to overstretch it you could snap the material. He does do the splits that much, again hindered by this. His legs do that kind of drop kick thing, so if you drop kick one side you can pull the leg up for a seating. If you want a more natural look you can still do it with the legs, but they're designed so that you can drop kick, so you can kind of get a bit more of a kick on them. There's an upper thigh swivel. It does look a bit weird if you use it because it puts the print off center. It's a little bit easier on this side because it is hidden, but you can still use it. He has double jointed knees, so you can do a full over 90-degree bend on his leg. You can do practically 180. He does have ankle articulation with a swivel, and to top that all off, he does have boot cut swivel as well. So he is quite multi-jointed, and he does have 2 peg holes on the bottom of his feet. He has a trigger finger hand, a more predominant trigger finger hand on his right hand, but his left hand is also a trigger finger, so you can have the pistol in either or. It's just mostly designed to be in the right hand, but if you want him to be left-handed you can do that as well. As I said, the articulation, or sorry, not the articulation, but the well, the joint on the wrist for both hands are up and down, so you get you can get some great poses out of them. And you can also get him to hold the handle of the suitcase. So you just have to finagle it into his hand and he will hold it quite nicely. So if you want him to give a good old look to it, you have him holding his pistol with shades and the suitcase, or I just take the suitcase out of his hands. He does hold his burning wad of cash quite nicely. I've gone into his, it's a bit of a tight squish fit on his right hand, but you can get him to hold that quite nicely, or you can put it into the left hand as well if you wish. So bear with me a moment. You just have to watch the fingers, but you can get him holding it in both hands. So he's holding a burning wad of cash, and his pistol does fit in the holster quite nicely. So if you want him just holding the cash, the bag, have his pistol in the holster, there, you just get this into his hand. It's a bit tough. Once you get it in, it does fit quite nicely, and it's quite nice and tight. He's not going to drop it. So if you want him all geared up, let me just grab his cloak. As I said, the cloak does hinder the shoulder movement, but you can get him all kitted out with pretty much all his gear. And if you want to have the other Destro next to him, now I do have the other Destro holding his the pistol that he came with. That's different to the one that he comes with 2 versions, or 2 pistols. One's kind of a larger one, so you can have both of them together. You can even, if you wanted to, you could almost use these guys as 2 different characters. You could have This guy is one of the relatives of Destro, being like a different character. Even though it's designed exactly like him, he could be one of the relatives, because supposedly all of Clan McCullen are supposed to wear masks, so he could be just another version or another relative, similar to what Darklon. If for people who don't know, Darklon is another character from the G.I. Joe franchise. He's a cousin of Destro, and he also wears like a bizarre mask. And I think it was hinted in his bio card or in the comics that all the Clan Destro or all of Clan McCullen are supposed to wear masks to, same reason why Destro does. But there you go, that's getting off topic. But there is G.I. Joe's classified 6-inch scale Destro, or Profit Director Destro as he's known. He's a great figure. I do recommend picking him up if you can. I think he's still available on Big Bad Toy Store. That's where I got this one. If I remember, I'll put the link in the description below to Big Bad Toy Store. If not, you may have to go to third-party sellers like eBay or Amazon. Like third-party sellers on Amazon or Walmart or any of those. They may have them. Amazon might have them directly. If I find a link from him, I'll throw that in the description as well. So he should be available from Big Bad Toy Store at the time of this recording. Hopefully he's still up there. But overall, he's a really good figure, and I do recommend grabbing him if you can. So, unfortunately, these are the only two classified figures I have at the moment in hand. I do have all the Wave 1, so I have a second Destro on the way, and I have the Wave 2, which is Red Ninja, Gung-Ho, and Cobra Commander should be arriving at some point. So, there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video review, and as I say in my videos, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Cheers!